Hey folks, it's Tom, your frugal prepper. Um, I didn't really get the chance while I was putting in this garden bed. I was running out so much in between rainstorms and stuff to really do a lot of videos, so I took some pictures while I was doing it. But I kind of wanted to just give you an update here, and there'll be many more parts to the getting the gardening Mittleider garden beds done and the T frames done. There'll be many more videos about that. Um, so here I am basically just getting all the 2x4 or the 2x6 is kind of laid out and trying to get them leveled up. And this first two corners right here, it's important to get this straight and get it level and just take your time with it. And because everything else off the bed kind of comes off of this being the corners being square and perpendicular and level, and you're going to kind of just keep leveling off of that and straight, keeping it straight all the way down. So these are 2x6x10s, and then I cut this to 4 feet, and basically I used decking screws to attach the corners together, and you'll see that coming up in another video. There's just another picture from another angle. You can see this one's actually leaning off to the side still, but I'm kind of at this point just piling some dirt kind of underneath of them, trying to get them level and straight as much as I can. And then you can see here, I just kind of take and stake, drive a stake into the ground to fasten that. And basically that's, to keep it not only, the corner at 90 degrees and straight, to also, by doing that, these sides are attached now, so this makes this board here level. And you can see here's the stake I put on this side. At the same time, I'm looking at my level to make sure this is level, and then I put this in. Now, I used the right decking screws for pressure treated wood here. These are just some drywall screws I had. As soon as I get the chance to go back to Home Depot, which may even be today during lunch, I will replace those with decking screws, because this is pressure treated wood. Basically what I did is I took my leftover 2-foot piece, because these 2x6x10s, I cut two 4-foot chunks out of it, and then I had leftover 2-foot piece, and I just sliced that in 3/4 inch strips to make my stakes, and I cut off another 2-foot piece and made some more stakes too off of another 2x6. And so each of these posts are 2 feet long. I tried to get them nailed down to where they were pretty much flush. Some of them would go farther than others, so I'll just come back with the sawzall and cut those flush after everything's done. And then down at the end, I basically just kind of dug out a little bit of dirt out of the way, laid the 2x6 down here that's also cut 4 feet for the far end of the bed. I lay that in along the way just to make sure that the edges are 4 feet apart exactly. Here is the kid and the dog helping out. You can always put them to work digging. He likes to dig. He thought it was great to use the shovel, so even though I didn't really need it shoveled that much as I got farther down because the ground slopes downward, I just let him have fun. So here you can see I've got the next section on. Here's these 2 posts. Then I went ahead and put another 2 posts here after, just to make sure that stayed while I got the next section going. And after I'm all done here, I'll actually come in and put a post about every 4 feet just to make sure this whole bed is really good and secure, and doesn't move over the years. And I try to get them down a couple, with a 2-foot piece. I try to get them down pretty far, hopefully to prevent frost heave from the ground freezing, pushing this out of line. But I'll probably just have to come out every year and check it and make sure it's level and hammer it down a little bit if it's not. And then this is just a little piece of 2x4 here to hook the two 2x6s together. And then I've come down to the bottom. I've put that other 4-foot 2x6 in here again. You can see I cut a couple pieces of 2x4 just to kind of work with too. Just to, this one's propped up and I'm getting it leveled out. I still have to level out this one here, but then I'll put more posts in at the end and get that all level and make sure it's squared up. And this is a close-up where you can see where I put in the 2x4s and hook these two together. You can see the other posts here that are holding it in. That's just a close-up of how I'm leveling this up at the end, squaring it off. Because that's just another picture. And that's a picture of me making sure that this is all level. And basically, you put a 2x4 under there or whatever, a little extra dirt under it, just until you get that bubble nice and centered and it's level. Now, 2x6s don't come perfectly straight a lot of times, so it's kind of a guessing game, but get it as level as you can. Makes excellent Matchbox track or Hot Wheels track, especially when the Angry Bird is chasing the Hot Wheels with his sunglasses on. It's always fun to work with the kids. It's amazing what they can think of to do. And so here I have pretty much the bed's completed. It's going to need some more supports put in along the side, but this is all leveled out all the way around. And then I took some close-up shots just so you can see. At the other end, I'm sunk halfway into the ground with this, and at this end, I'm, a couple inches off the ground in spots. So that's how unlevel the backyard was. And the idea with Mittleider, once you put in the automatic watering system, is you want it to be as level as possible so that the water evenly distributes the feedings. So what I'm going to just go ahead and do, originally I thought all these boards will be about halfway in the ground. I'll just use the soil that's in the ground and it'll be good. Once I figured out how unlevel everything was, that tells me what my watering problems were last year and why I had them. So what I'll do is just go get a truckload of soil and fill this in. Here you can see, it does, even here it's dug down a little bit from the outside. This grass is almost like up to the top on here, and yet it's 2 inches off the ground on the other side. Oh, well, I guess that's kind of turned around, but that's my first Mittleider T-frame. I actually built this yesterday, and then the garden bed was the day before yesterday. But I'll have some videos up on how I did the T-frames. It's a little more work than it looks like, but not too bad. Oh, there's another picture of the T-frame. And there's just me working in the garden. Just about all of this was done with solar power. I'm recharging the batteries, running the drill, everything off the inverter. The 7.5 inch or whatever circular saw, that just wouldn't quite run off of the 400 watt inverter, so I did have to run an extension cord down from the house to use it. But there I am, back to the original picture there. So that's just kind of the start to my bed. I just kind of wanted to show everybody. I am getting it done. Then what'll happen is there'll be another bed like this. I'm going to go over 4 feet. Although I think you really only have to do 3. I'm doing 4 feet. And then I'll put another 20-foot bed, and then 4 feet, and another 20-foot bed. This bed and the next bed over will have T-frames, and those will go every 10 feet. And then the final bed over here, I may not even have enough 2x6s to frame it in. It may just be tilled into the soil for now. I'm just going to have like some kale and lettuce and peppers and stuff in that one. I'm at the point, normally I would have planted everything May the 15th in this area. Or I'm running behind. However, it turned out to be a good thing because yesterday and the day before we woke up to a significant amount of frost. It's been abnormally cold. So if I had planted, I would have lost a lot of plants from the frost. So I'm glad I'm running behind. My goal is to get this thing done, filled in, and planted out by June the 1st. If it looks like I just can't get the other beds done, I'm at least going to get the 30-foot one done by then. And then I'll work on the other ones throughout the season so they'll be ready for next year. It's just been busy. It's taken a little longer than I thought. And the main thing has just been weather. There's been so much rain, so many rainy days. I just haven't had a lot of days to get out and work. Even on this day, I was working in between rainstorms. I'd have an hour or so, the clouds would get gray, rain would come down, I'd have to go inside and come back out. So it was like that all day long. But I just had to work and get done what I could get done. Anyway, folks, this is Tommy Frugal Prepper. This is my first Mittleider garden bed video, and then I'll have more videos to follow this up as work progresses. Everybody, be happy and frugal out there.